Yo. Don't know if you guys can hear me yet. Hopefully I'm loud enough. Hopefully you can. Let me know if you can hear me. Over yonder reach. I don't know how many viewers we're going to have for this live stream. Simply because I know I made a lot of people angry in the previous Jay Chou album review. But it doesn't matter in the sense that I'm going to do this one to the best of my abilities. And we're just going to do it properly. Similar to the way that I started doing these live streams. You know, in the beginning. But yeah. It's obviously with a few more people involved. Potentially. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the comments that we've got in the chat section so far. Jay Chou? Not again. Not again, says CH. I feel you, my dude. I feel you. I know. Dealio with these live streams. Sup, RG, right? How you doing? The dealio with these live streams that I'm doing is I'm trying to do a Jay Chou album per month. Now, we were supposed to do it last month, or last week, should I say, but I didn't have internet. So that obviously was problematic, because I didn't have internet, and I kind of couldn't do the live stream. I'm here early, just because I can. I just figured I'd talk to people, if people were here or not. Either way, we're going to review the album in its entirety. If we switch over to the little screen over here, you can see I've got the chat here. I've also got the lyrics on this side this time, just because I felt it was a bit messy having them over here. That will potentially bite me in the ass, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You know, either way, it's fine. I mean, I can see the lyrics quickly enough. It should also be noted that I was kindly provided with lyrics by Kenshi. For number 6, because apparently number 6 is a fan favorite. I mean, like, it's got 39. You have a 20-second lag, lol. Well, I mean, like, I'm assuming, I'm not sure what that could be. I'm just gonna, hello. Hello. Now, who's this? Who's this? I gotta go deep L. That's way better. I'll just use deep L. Oh, this is kind of, this is not what I want from this particular page. We don't need it to be big for this one. Who do we have? Ding Lu Yang. Sup? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, good girl, Nushk. No, Nushka's over here. Nushki, come over to here. Hello. So she's hanging out as well with me today. She's gonna be hanging out in these live streams primarily because I've got like a cat tower behind me. We've got like lots of stuff for her. She wants to get down and sit on the bed. I don't blame her. I don't blame her for wanting to sit on the bed. Hopefully the lag issue isn't something I've done wrong on my end. I think we're good. Sup, Wesley, how you doing? Sup, Lou Dinnerbox, how you doing? Welcome, everyone. We're not quite ready to start. We've got 2 more minutes, but I just wanted to come in a little bit early just to say hello to people so that when I did start, we can do it officially and properly and there's no issues, you know. I want it to be a really nice, chill, kind of, you know, again, like a proper album review today. And hopefully we'll get there, man. Who knows? But I'm focused and I'm ready to play. I'm not sure who this is. I'm going to copy it, okay? Forgive my ignorance here. Who is this? This album has a lot of great songs, and I hope we can spend a good weekend together. Me too. I'm in good spirits. I think, what does that mean? It doesn't have an English translation, which is kind of awkward. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure how to say that name. It's not helping me very much. Sup, True KK. I'm sure we're going to have a nice time. I mean, I'm a long lag too. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. I'm gonna just check the YouTube, the actual live stream itself. Where is it? So if I go over to here, I'll put it on the big screen. Stream settings, they look okay. I think it looks the normal. It looks normal to me from my end. It looks how it usually should in the background of the Jay Chou thingamabobber. Yeah. So I think it's just because I've got auto captions enabled or closed captions enabled. Even if they're not accurate, it's better than nothing, right? So yeah. Hopefully things improve. We will see though. For now, we're gonna try and do this album review of Jay Chou's 9th album. I'm just gonna set everything up officially. Boom. And boom. We're good to go. It's 5. So let's do this. Sup shooters, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to SP Livestreams, where today we are going to be reviewing the 9th album from Jay Chou as part of our monthly album review series that we have. This album is called Capricorn, as I understand it. This live stream will go through the entirety of all of this album, all 11 tracks from start till finish. I can see we've already reviewed one because I can see there's a low like on it, but that's okay. I'm going to go over the rules of this live stream in a minute, but basically I do have lyrics down here as well. For Dragon Knight, the second one, Snake Dance, Ocean of Flowers, Sup Lucas fan, how you doing? We got Mr. Magic, what else we got? Oh, please tell me I have the right one here. I really need this to work. What? Where is the promised happiness? I do. Cool. Then we also have Orchid Pavilion, and then which remembering as well, just what I remember, that Ken Shi has provided lyrics for track number 6. So we're looking through here. We've got those here. So that's cool. Thank you to Ken Shi for translating that. I appreciate that. It's much appreciated. Wonder Poet. Am I missing one? Time Machine. No, that's that one. Nope, that's that one. And then that's that one. And then that should be that one. No, I think we're good. We're good. Sub Solaris and sub Alex. So, yeah, I think we're all good. If I am missing lyrics, I'll just quickly... I'm pretty sure I got lyrics for all 11 songs. Just before we get into it, I have a thing here on my stream deck. It goes listening time, and it goes conclusion time. Now, listening time is when I will be listening to each of the tracks, and I will not be talking to chat at that point. I will specifically be just listening through the song and analyzing it and critiquing it as I go. I'll be saving the big lengthy sort of like conclusion for the end of the review, but just so I know people have been giving me feedback about needing to like focus on the song during these reviews, and that's what I'm going to do. I will talk to chat between songs, but I'll also try and keep that reasonably brief just so that this live stream fits within the usual sort of 2 hours that we do for these. Okay? If you have any questions, please obviously feel free to chat in the chat. I will check the chat between songs. But we are going to begin with Dragon Knight. And we're going to listen through this track from start till finish. I believe the audio settings are the same as we'd had previously. Please let me know if the audio levels are good. We're just going to like try it from start till finish here, we think. Listening time. It's this one, right? Let's go. Dragon Knight. Track number 1. And, hang on. There we go. That's better. We're good. We got it sorted now. I'm loving this incredible orchestral introduction already. I love the choir on top of those strings, and the tension and presence that it brings to the album is exceptional. Excellent buzz rolls. It was an interesting transition to come in with this sort of like acoustic guitar, sort of distorted driven one. It's nice and energetic. I'm assuming that maybe the orchestral intro was more of an overview of the album itself. I like the groove on the drums though. Those 16th note beats with the hi-hats are kind of slick. And the tone of the guitars is nice and fresh. I think Jay Chou's improved with his guitar tone. Well, at least with this album, it's very good. You know, sometimes it sounded like you can really screw up a guitar tone if you don't know what you're doing with the Pro. And especially back in 2008, like I'm not sure. No, he would have had to actually recorded guitars for this because I don't think the DI amp sims were that good back in the late 2010s, late noughties. Interesting synth sound behind the vocals. I like that little motif there, eh? I like these clean vocals from Jay as well. I like the tension and the angst within them. Even if I don't know what the song is about, I can kind of relate it to the tone of the guitars and that sort of kind of sound like that fractured nature to it. And the drums and I think the kicks and snares are sidechained, which is an interesting choice. I wouldn't personally do that, but I like the fact that he's done it. I like the fact that we're going into this sort of hand drummy bit as well. I think that's a fantastic transition. Great change in pace with the boom, 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 boom. Have you guys heard of a band called Disturbed? Because they have this kind of a similar groove to this. And there's absolutely no filler either. Like there's always a new layer coming back in or something like that, or an extra ingredient or a little bit of production foley or something happening with the automation of the panning of the mix or something. There's always something new occurring, and it is always, and there's very careful attention to detail. Okay, interesting sound to the strings on the left. I like how the vocals are pan slightly to the right. Kind of balance it out. Oh, that was really cool. So they had the strings on the left and then they had the vocals slowly moving to the right. And I know that it will probably be backwards for you when I do that, left and right, but you know what I mean. Yeah, really careful attention to detail with this track. I know I've said it before, but... And this motif is uplifting, and it's lots of energy in it. It's a relatively simple chord progression and bass line. But I think that Jay's vocals elevated. That vibrato there is really fantastic. He's become a lot more... at this point in his career, he's very comfortable with his vocals, and there's a great presence to it as well. And that synth line as well, that kind of 80s kind of vibe to it, sounds fantastic with the rest of the things in the mix. It's got like a neoclassical sort of pedal note kind of feel there with those broken chords. And it's nice just to have this orchestral part come back down, you know, great dynamic range there. Oh, we're going back up into it. Oh, nice. I think he was muting some natural harmonics with those guitar parts, which is kind of dope. Cool. Good use of octave chords here. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Don't know what that was. Oh. Put those down. Sorry for that loud beep, by the way. I'm pretty sure that it was at like 1 out of 100 before. So if any of you kind of got deafened by that, don't worry, it's fixed now. Oh, the gong sound. Great chain to it. Great reverb tail. Excellent. No, I'm really happy with that. That was a great start to the mix. I mean, the lyrics here, you know, Dragon Knight English translation lyrics. So I don't know. I think this is about like a battle. I think it reminds me of the album art. So it seems like Jay has got this kind of, like, there's dragons in here, and like the enemies around the lake again and again, and like he's got a big sword and stuff like that, and it's about his legend. Interesting. Is this like when he talks about like I rescue your innocence, I'm in a battlefield waiting for myself to recover? Is he like saying that he's actually how do I describe it? Is he saying that he is actually in a battlefield with someone? Is it like a fantasy perspective, or is it literally that he's trying to compare it to something a little bit more personable, or is it both? I'm not sure, man. It wasn't taboo who I'm in love with. In spite of the devastation, I won't allow my beloved die. Dragon puppet. But the danger with a dragon puppet, they called it as a sound of heartbreak. I'm going to be honest, I do really like this part of Jay. I think I've been making the mistake of trying to simplify his fantasies that he's been putting forward, and I've been doing that to a detriment to what he might have actually had as a creative ambition. I'll admit fault with that, you know. Maybe I should just be like trying not to overthink things, because, you know, I tend to do that. I tend to overthink things, and I just need to sort of take it at face value. In fact, it's way more fun if I take it at face value. But the danger with a dragon puppet, they called it the sound of heartbreak. I like the idea of him rescuing innocence out in the battlefield, waiting for myself to recover. So, I mean, my very, very weak assumption about that track is basically that it's about someone in a world where there is a battlefield, and he's trying to love someone, but the love is fractured, or maybe it's tentative or toxic, and he feels like it's a forbidden love or something like that, and he can't necessarily get what he wants, but he wants it anyways. Yeah, so that's basically track 1. What has chat got to say about it? Nobody complained about the audio levels, which I assume that means that it's good. I'm invisible. Why am I invisible? Oh, because I turned the thing off. I'm still getting used to the buttons. This is a very professional review so far, isn't it? China is the first day of coming back to work on a national day. It's good to have a video of Spiderhands at lunchtime in the company. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to watch this live stream. I appreciate you coming along. The strange Sonar sounding notes are really nice. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be done by 7. I'm not going to be taking a lot of time to mess around today. And yeah, no, I don't mind the hand drums. I like the variety of different instruments within this. I think it was very creative. Hello, Andreas. How are you doing? 9th album and Jay Chou got his first Golden Melody Best Singer award. Yeah, I think his vocals are on point here, and I think that he's exactly where he needs to be to win an award like that. I mean, I think it's the best, potentially the best that he could do, if that makes sense, you know, like in comparison to what I've heard before, but I'm also trying not to compare today's album to the rest, you know. The cover is always about the first track. Thank you, Solaris. That explains album number 8 with the cowboy art, with the country song being the first one. And yeah, the track sense. Well, I mean, I don't know what the track list is going to be like, but we're going to find out. I guess they just packed the singles in the first few tracks. I suppose so. Because you see, we've actually got track number 2 now, which is, bugger, what is it? This one. It's got a really long name. I'm not quite sure what it is, because it isn't telling me here. I suppose I could just copy it, couldn't I? No, I can't, because it won't let me copy it, because this site is not, like, it doesn't let you copy the text. But we've got track number 2 now anyways, okay? If someone can let me know what that is, that'd be great, okay? Okay, so we've got like a Moogish synth with some drums and a piano line. I'm kind of 50-50 on the tone of the piano here. It sounds kind of thin, as if they've... And there's a triangle. Oh, extensions. I like the harmony in this. I think it's really sweet. It matches Jay's vocal style. He's got a great softness to us that is different than the first track. I think he's displaying his capacity and capabilities very well. It's kind of groovy. I like the intricacy with the drums there. I think there's a lot going on with it with those little ghost notes sort of tom hits. And I think that's a great way to split it up. And we haven't really heard that much of that from Jay. I'm gonna run out of water. That's not good. The woo! Yeah. I like that. I think that Jay feels a lot more quite comfortable within this album, and I mean I know this is I don't know if this is a ballad so much as it's just a traditional traditional contemporary pop song. Nice little bit of. I miss the turntablism that we've had in previous albums, but I think that it's still full enough without it. Nice call and response between these side vocals to the center. And like he's really comfortable in his falsetto as well, like genuinely. Great use of that first extra second bar, man. In that how when and then boom, you know, how it comes in with that break there. It's a great transitional device, you know, especially if you kind of don't balance out the stuff in the stereo field and only have it on that one side in the center. It's like, wait, doesn't feel right, and then bam, you get clarification there. You get a sense of, oh no, we're complete now. It's a really smart way of resolving that transition. And that little kind of cute little high frequency synth there. It's like we've got multiple synths in this track. And like I've just realized as well, he's got an additional vocal layer on top here that I don't know whether or not it was in the first chorus, but it's just, it's weird because usually when you add more vocal takes, it gets bigger, but he's somehow managed to fit both of those in so that they're just as even and not kind of rubbing each other the wrong way. No, there's actually 3 vocal takes, I think. That's crazy, man. Oh, great choice there. Different chord progression. Nice development of that triad there. I'll give this a like, actually. Oh, there we go. Hey, baby, there we go. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I reckon he earned that key change. He definitely earned that. I don't even mind the fact that he's kind of whispering in my ear right now. And the reason that I don't mind it too much is because of the fact that it's been mixed very well. There's no weird resonance to it. It's balanced very well when compared to the center field. mean, these aren't traditional, sort of like these aren't traditional or like typical chords. I'm not doing this because I feel like I need to show off or anything. It's quite warm actually. I was gonna wear a shirt because I wanted to look more professional, but I realized it's not very a professional shirt, is it? We can try, you know. Yeah, but that was just fantastic. The harmonic choices they made there, you know. There was so much stuff going on within the extra arrangement that it was really lovely to listen to, and I'm very happy with this second track, you know. So we got our lyrics here. What is the song about? Talking about weather. Dried the silent sunlight regretted. So we're talking about even if committing is a mistake. So we've gone from talking about the dragons and the battlefield and stuff as an actual fantasy to like talking about is the breakup or the being together the fantasy, so that's how like they're compared. Consequences of being lost. I think it's cute that he's talking about hugs and lasting forever and stuff like that. The ears you gave me, let it stay in the rainy days. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. Being together is called a dream, broken up is called pain. So it's a continuation of that sort of fantasy dream ideal. Was there a saying that unfinished dreams hurt the most? Yeah, I suppose they will never actually truly understand where they're supposed to go from there and not find closure. I guess the song is about struggling to find closure or peace within your environment or the situation within with someone else. What am I talking about? Come on, Logan words. Endlessly searching for possibilities that don't exist, and eventually coming to terms with the fact that you might never know the answer. But yeah, that's track number 2. What's chat been up to? Oh, thank you, RG, right? And I wish I understood the language. I gotta do this. Ding Lu Yang, thank you for letting me know. It's give me time for a song. I appreciate that. The song that got covered the most. Okay. So who else has covered it, Solaris? I'm glad that you like the song. Bird in a Box. Sup, Mugen? How you doing? 90s instrumentals. I see you. And it's an encore song. That's good to know. Now, what has RG Wright been talking about here? What are we laughing at? I'm very curious about this. I'm going to go be nosy. Let's welcome our special guests. Jay, what this is it is a classic. You're right, Cian. How you doing? Jay sung this track into the 2010 tour with Joel and Sai as a secret guest. They were in a rumored relationship in the early 2000s until Jay and Petty went open in 2005. Okay. Thank you. We still don't know if Double J were real or not. Neither of them ever admitted to it. I still ship them. I'm going to go ahead and say that I ship them, man. I'm sure they'd be a cute couple. Yeah, I know that Jay's married now, but, he should get with Joel and Sai anyways. Just make it polyamorous, I'm sure they're beautiful kids. Let's continue. It's what Jay said when Jolin got on stage. Excellent. Let's continue, shall we? What's track number 3? Snake Dance. Oh, this sounds like Snake Dance. This is very much Snake Dance. Hey, baby. Oh, that synth from side to side. Give me more of that, please. It's got that harmonic and melodic minor vibe to it. Maybe a bit louder. Yeah? Again, that percussion is absolutely sensational. I love how intricate it is. How much it's just there would have been a tremendous amount of work that went into that. Like I want to go back a little bit and hear that rap and flow, man. So we've had rap and clean vocals, the dragon song with the kind of more angsty rockish ones. They have a similar groove between the different instruments that I enjoy. You know, you got that unity. Yeah, you got this unity between them. I honestly think this kind of foreshadowed a lot of like the hip hop, like the R&B and sort of pop stuff that happened in the mid 2010s. Like a lot of boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba. I'm not gonna pretend that Jay Chou invented a rhythm like this or a groove like this, but I think that this there was a lot of this boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom stuff happening in the 2010s, and I'm glad that Jay Chou got there first. Or at least before they did, you know? And that guitar work is sensational. What a welcome sort of contrast to those synths. Oh, that portamento on that lead there is gorgeous, and those guitars panned on the sides. Great recording quality. And there's just a break there just because you know I've had so much. And it's just good having a moment to appreciate the silence. And like, and then the falsetto parts as well coming in. There's just so much cool stuff going on. There's just so much cool stuff going on with those falsetto parts and the rapping and the and the backing ones on the side. They're a great way of bringing in the second stanza of the verse, man. And the lady vocals here are such a great foil to what Jay is doing at that higher register. I love the fact that she's got such a different sort of texture to the way that Jay sings. They stand out so easily, but they're also so compatible because of that. She's at a range which is high above a lot of those mid to low instruments. Great stacking. And then we let it down, man. Let it down. Bring it down. Oh, and that pan flute, like how many different instruments has Jay put inside of this? The arrangement is sensational. Like, I'm not sure who's responsible for arranging this stuff, because I know that Jay's not entirely responsible for the arrangement of these tracks. But either way, man, just like this is tremendous. I mean, great production quality, goes without saying. It's damn near flawless at this point. He's really found his own at this point. Yeah, that was damn near perfect. Snake Dance, got no complaints about it. I think now that I've sort of accepted that Jay Chou he literally just does the thing where he will go, you know, how do I say this? He has the thing now where he will go, right, this is a song, and they won't necessarily be tonally, stylistically, or, you know, they won't be like within the same genre per track or something like that, you know, like next to each other. You've got like a sort of a variety show kind of thing, which I respect that. I think it's nice that he's doing something different. Now that I know it's consistent. Each of these tracks within their own styles have been damn near flawless. We've got Snake Dance anyways. Yeah. Messy Street Corner Strolling is really opportunely. Yeah, this is definitely a very sensual kind of track, isn't it? This is a very sensual kind of track. This is a very sexy kind of track, eh? Oh, no. There's no place to hide around the country in this world. The chasing is finished. Okay. Let me just see if I can feel this out. There's no place to hide around the country in this world. Okay, I'm a little bit confused with this one. This kind of sounds like Jay really wants to sort of do the thing with someone, you know. I know there's more to it. Your whole body, I hear the sound of intoxicated blossom, but can't reach it. Can't help to dance specifically, the whole body softly. I know what we're going for, even the translation isn't totally perfect. Graceful mouth, ancient face, though. Who said you can't escape from listening to worries? I don't know, man. I'm kind of confused. Over and over, I don't know, guys. You might have to help me out. Is there more to it than simply Jay being sort of like intoxicated and enamored with someone and how they dance? Is there more to it than that? Maybe you guys can help me out. But yeah, let's check out the chat. That was track number 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit late now, man. It's a bit late to put it up louder. I have this OCD thing, like where if I have it set at a volume at this point and then I raise it, it really sort of screws with me. But we can do it. We can test it again for tomorrow's Fan-Request live stream. And you know, if it's really terrible, like when this goes live, if the volume difference is really terrible, I can just re-upload it with the volume fixed, okay? Because I am recording this as well as streaming it, just in case, for whatever reason, it got shut down, you know? So, we're just friends, yeah. Sometimes I think people just sort of like overthink stuff, you know? Sometimes I guess you just got to take what they say for what it is. RG Wright says, the female voice is Lara, who sang the karaoke duet Floral Sea with Jay a few albums back. Oh, yeah, that's one of the bands that Jay was involved in, eh? Nan Xuan Mama. Yep, the song is sick. It's good. I kind of want to like look at the video for it, but I also don't want to get copyright blocked. It does suit for a game, absolutely. And I imagine Jay would have had fun writing this song. It is fantastic. Yeah, and I agree, Blue Dinner Box. Lara voice did match Jay's style. First time to accept Arab style? Potentially. I mean, I'm not sure what musicians from Jay's part of the world were like, well, like what labels and production companies were like with this kind of stuff back then. But I think that Jay pioneering it, with my limited understanding, is great. I think that's really good. And the arranger, Ming Sun, says, is, you know, the Jay. Oh, cool. That's great. Well, I mean, well, I didn't know that Jay got second, but Yanis was the first place. Well, congratulations, Yanis. And who have we got here? I've met you before. I recognize the little symbol. Mayor of Yonghua City. Sup? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Probably more about seduction. Thank you. It's Egyptian. Thank you. Yeah, I get it. Thanks to everyone for the help understanding this track. What is number 4, though? Ocean of Flowers. Yes, track number 4. Let us continue with the review. We are making good time. It's almost like when I don't go on tangents. It's reasonably efficient. Okay, very different to the previous one. I do like the sound of that lead, though. It's kind of unique. Oh, different progression for the second half? Oh, great resolution there. It's kind of like a broken flute or something like that. You know, like I like the fact that it's showing a little bit of vulnerability there. When things sound too perfect, it can be sort of like kind of boring for me, but it didn't. So I think that's the way to make something that's been done before sound unique, is to kind of break it a little bit. And again, a very different vocal style from Jay. Yeah, it's 7. Definitely 7. Cool. It's a lot softer in this one. Like, it's a lot softer from Jay's part. It's like he's really become aware of how he needs to sing to suit the arrangement and the instruments involved behind him. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's giving me a her eyelashes feel for some reason. You seriously, like, this stuff is next level. This album for me from Jay is one of his best. I'd say this is potentially better than Still Fantasy, I think it was, number 7. I'd say at this point, each of these tracks has just been a damn near flawless. But I said I wasn't gonna compare to previous albums today, so I'm gonna stick with just, yeah. It's very strong. Oh, the drums are so fascinating and intricate. When you've got changes in the percussion and an interesting chorus, like an interesting sort of like chord progression behind it with bits of broken chords and arpeggios and melodic articulation there, Jay can just have these harmonies over the top and keep a consistent sort of hypnotic flow to his vocals. And it's a wonderful combination of elements. Great job having these distorted guitars here. I don't even mind the fact that it's quite quiet. It's interesting that it's in the center though. His vibratos have gotten really good. I know I keep talking about them, but they're just so natural now. And the falsetto, he just glides up there. He knows explicitly that point where he needs to move up to that range, and it's so elegant. Similar intensity in regards to dynamic range and the perceived loudness, but at the same time, I don't necessarily mind that, you know? That part there, I mean, I can't do it justice, but obviously he can. It's a very ballsy, kind of brave thing to do, because there's 1,001 ways you can screw up a legato part like that. He doesn't need to do that. Some people might consider that overdoing it, but like, he smashed it. And the way the toms are panned on the extreme left and right, it kind of do-do-do-do-do. Great choice. Very happy with this. And that's it. Honestly, that was one of my favorite Jay Chou songs. There was just no bullshit. It was just in and out. He sang his thing. There was constant attention to detail. There were no bits of filler. He pushed himself with his vocals. He pushed himself with the arrangement and the instrumentation, the complexity of it. It's cool. It's cool, man. Ocean of Flowers. Hua hai, hua hai. Coming to a standstill, all the flowers bloom. Hang on, I gotta make it big, don't I? Can I do this? I can, yay. What is this song about? The kite in hand released too fast is never to return. That's an unusual line. What does that infer? Does that infer that a kite would return if you held on to it for longer? Or is it saying that if you let go of it at the wrong time, the wind could be too strong? Is it saying that we need to hold on until the point where we can safely let go, just so the person doesn't feel like they're being pushed? Now that's an unusual one. The sky remains splendid and still loving the sea. The ballad has been defeated. Love no longer exists. Is it that he let go of it and maybe things ended in a way that was mutually like they agreeable, but it was better to not have loved? The affections I owe you, I wait for another chance. Maybe love no longer exists because he's unable to give those feelings. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's yeah, I think that I think this is another song about relationships, like relating it to like tears and oceans and stuff like that. It's very interesting imagery. My colorful world is tainted with emptiness. It's your tears that smudge it. Damn. That's great lyricism though. I'm very happy with the work there. But what does chat say? What is chat up to? What are you shredders saying? Oh, one of the hardest Jay Chou songs to sing, also one of his longest recordings. Is it? 4 minutes 22. Is that one of his longest? I'll take your word for it, my dude. I think Jay never sang this live. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it. Shimauta. I can't pronounce that. Shimauta. I'm gonna go with that. Arab style. I'm assuming that's the previous one, you know. Jay used a vocal technique from Japan. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, Trent. I'm glad people are I like that choice there. I think Jay is literally trying to find as many different ways of expressing himself as a singer within this album. And I think that there makes me very happy because it feels like the theme of itself is literally just showing what he can do as a vocalist. And I am very happy with this. I'm very happy with this. I like, as a reviewer, I like to be able to see patterns and connections and stuff. And that doesn't always make people happy, and I get that, but that's my that's my bias as a reviewer. So for me, that makes me very happy. Oh, Jay listened to Kosuke Atari, a Japanese singer performs in a Shimauta style. Oh, I get it. Cool. So basically, Jay was inspired to make this song. And Kosuke Atari. Oh, that's so cool that they managed to make a cover of. That's so awesome, man. Those are great vibes. Little quivering vocal led into the chorus. Yeah, it was a stellar effort, man. Jay Chou opened the competition for lyrics inside JVR for fun. 2 people won, so Jay merged the 2 lyrics together. He loved having his own company. That is kind of what I've been wanting from Jay for a long time. But again, this isn't about Jay's history. This is about his album. So I'm glad that Jay is having fun with his album. Was it because you dislike the 8th? I'm not sure what that's relating to. I'm trying not to talk about the 8th album today because I get in trouble when I talk about the 8th album. But yeah, I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say that. I'm not trying to make fun of people or anything like that. Yeah, I'm enjoying the 9th. I'm enjoying the 9th one, and I really enjoyed the 7th too. Yeah, he wanted the Best Singer award. It's the last award he wants. Ming-Sun, I think he earned it at this point. I mean, I don't know what we got for the rest of the tracks off of this album, but these first 4 have been great. Yeah. Okay, let's just get on to number 5. What is number 5? Mr. Magic. I've heard that this one's a bit of a fun one. I haven't listened to it though. Don't know if you guys can see this. It's Nushka. Yeah. Oh, good. You'll never understand his music. You're probably right, man. You're probably right. Who is this? Stupid is the Chinese dream that cannot wake up. You're right. I probably will never understand his music intricately. All I can do is use my understanding of music as a professional music reviewer, someone who's done hundreds of paid reviews for lots of happy musicians, and who has done these reviews on this channel for a while now. All I can do is do my best to understand it, you know. That's all I can do. Yeah. So let's continue, and I'll see if I get better at understanding his music. Mr. Magic, English translation lyrics, listening time, go.
哎，杰伦啊，你这音乐让我想要变魔术的感觉呢。好，我刚好，我跟你讲，我学了一个超厉害的魔术，要不要学学看？真的哦。
See, this is different again. We have him singing, like talking, whilst he plays the piano. I don't know the context.
我跟你讲，很简单哈。左手呢，哦。
I don't mind that I don't know the context.
然后右手哦，很简单，穿过你的左手。哦。但是这个时候可能要音乐来会比较适合一点哦。
This is one of those situations where, like, I don't understand the language, so I'm just listening to someone talk in a language I can't understand, and that's fine because I know that I'm not necessarily the target audience.
哎，慢一点，好，这时候呢，找到一面镜子，好，抬头一看，你就变成了一只。
Bum 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 ba ba bum ba bum ba ba bum. Oh, big band. Excellent. What is this? What is he doing? He's yodeling and then he's got... Great use of the brass on the right, man. And like the applause and everything like that as well is sensational. It's so much fun, man. This is such a cool album. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have never have picked this album being off of this track where Jay is in full on like gothic World of Warcraft armor and stuff. But the applause is a nice bit of foley in there. Great use of the overdubs. And we got the Yeehaw coming in from that from the country stuff we've done. It's awesome. Great reference there. I love the energy and the charisma within this track from Jay. He's managed to capture the essence of this kind of music incredibly well. Excellent. Yeah, it's beautiful. When I hear this, I go, okay, how do I relate it to the previous tracks vocally? And again, I think I've already spoken about this actually. I won't go back to that but just I'm familiar with that motif. I'm not sure if that was written before or after what Jay's been doing there. I think he's doing a variation of that. And just that contrast and the groove with those backing vocals on the sides and everything like that. And drum solo. We had a drum solo. Because of course we did. What don't we have in this album? What kind of vocal style is this though? It's like playful or comedic or something like that, right? There's a hell of a compression going on Jay's vocals, and I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to people. Like, I mean, I know I've explained production stuff, and I'm sure some of you guys know what compression is. But when he really belts it, it just, you know, he's going louder, but it goes, it kind of flattens out, and I think that's a really smart decision to make. They're managing to keep the dynamic range of the instruments within the actual recording it outside of Jay, but they also know to combat the bombastic kind of or semi-chaotic nature of everything that's going on, they need Jay's perceived loudness to remain the same. Oh no, it is a slight variation on that thing I was talking about before. Great use of extra harmonies in the upper register on the left and right sides. I'm really thankful for that. When I hear this track, I think, okay, Jay could have easily copied and pasted this riff and it would have been just as cool, but he's putting more trumpets. And to get more trumpets into that is difficult. You've really got to pan them correctly, and he's done that. Oh no, my boy. He did it. Hey! I know that was like super delayed for you guys probably, but I was clapping in time with the music. I do have a sense of rhythm. Please don't bully me, okay? Yeah. Great 8th note accent with those snare drums. And the piano line down. Ah. I just love the little attention to details, like having the applause at the end. Like, that's so cool because that matches the big band kind of feel. You know, you hear the brass and everything, the people going, you know, like that kind of stuff. You know, you can imagine being in the room with it. It works with the Foley that we had initially. That little introduction with like Jay, I think, talking to someone. It's so cool. You can imagine him talking on stage. And then the whole entire band coming into it. And that development of that motif into the bigger picture. Yeah. Excellent stuff. And now we'll go, Mr. Magic. Track number 5. Wow, dude. Oh, cool. Awesome. I want to feel the magic of your music. Hold your nose with your left hand gently, and then place your right hand simply across your left hand. But this time, I don't think it's working so well for me. I don't think I can be Jay Chou. You look like an elephant. It's so cool. It's so fun, man. You raise your hand and vote for me. The hands were locked and your face looks confused. Oh, good. On the burden, big flare. Foolish to live the love be gone away. So here's a clown, my great master. What? Is it I can just kind of imagine Jay Chou putting on different outfits and going on stage and being like a comedian, you know? Don't ask me what it really is. I give you a change to see the truth. Ah, yes. Do need do. Ah, do need. Foolish to let the love be gone away. I don't know why ERN. Earn. Who said a love affair doesn't need a magician? Do. Oh, good. No, this is exactly what I needed today. Exactly what I needed today. I'm glad that we're doing this album today. Who said a love affair don't need a magician? So I'm not sure if they're literally talking about a love affair, but basically this does sound like it's him talking about being in a band on stage and doing sort of like tricks and stuff like that. And just entertaining the crowd and doing all this kind of stuff. And you know, doing all that kind of fun stuff. It's good. It's good. I don't know what else to take from it. The clown master things are kind of a weird vibe. Mission freedom won't change isn't unusual. 101 not only become a... there's a little bit... I don't know. I'm a little bit confused, but that's basically that track anyways. Let's look at what Shredders have been talking about. What we got? Fifth is Hannah's favorite track. That's good. Hannah. Oh, is that Jay Chou's wife, Hannah? Is that right? Am I correct? Oh, Golden Maddie top of Jones Award. Jay Chou has 15 trophies. That's good. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I understand that Jay's done well and he's earned it. He's earned his awards definitely. Some of the music I've listened to from him has been phenomenal. Oh, Vincent and Arlene battling who's the better lyricist. I get it. Ignore arrogant people showing no respect. Some people's remarks are conflicting and radical, so make too much. Thanks, guys. Yeah, look, to be fair though, I need to learn to take criticism as well. So again, if the critique people give me is valid, I need to take it. And if people start getting a little bit too kind of toxic, I'll just mute them. You know, I'll just mute them. Like that time that I had people literally posting swastikas in the chat of one of my live streams back when I had another channel. I just mute them. You know, within reason, I'm not going to mute people if they're giving constructive criticism, you know. But if people are just going to be like really like horrible, and that's not horrible at all, don't get me wrong. You know, someone saying you'll never understand his music, that's not horrible. That's an opinion they have about me. I've also had people ask me how I understand his music without understanding the lyrics. So that's just different opinions. That's cool. But thanks for the support. Yodeling Jay, yeah, I like the yeehaw and the circus song and everything like that. Yeah, I can imagine. It's always good for your wife or your partner to have a favorite track of yours, because if they don't have a favorite track, yeah, no, country music was a yeehaw kind of thing I heard before there. So just for clarification. So this was kind of like a secondary album, was it, Triank? Good to know. Circus. Best MV director Golden Melody. Wow, really? Wow, so he did really well out of this, didn't he? That's great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think I need to get better at following basic instructions. I'll let you know when I get there, okay? Jay Chou likes... Yes, he is. Yes, I remember reading that Jay liked magic at some point. That's cool, man. I'm glad that people enjoy his music. I think it's good that Jay has different interests, just so that people can respect and appreciate what he's up to, you know? It's good for people to be multi-dimensional and not just have one thing that they're good at. But we've got track number 6 now, guys. We're making good progress. Track number 6. Where's the Promised Happiness? Oh, hang on. I gotta press the button, don't I? For listening time. I did like that one as well. Nice combination of piano and strings there. Vocals sound nice and crisp. Great panning of those strings on the right there. Staccato strings, accents. I don't know how he managed to get those strings that strong and punchy in there, and like how that still managed to suit the softness of the other instruments in the mix. Oh, ooh, that's pretty. He's really polished up those shifts, man. This is potentially going to sound weird. Sorry, that probably didn't even make any sense. This is potentially going to sound weird, but I think part of what's helped Jay Chou's vocals is just the increase in the audio quality. Not from like a mixing and mastering perspective, but there is more clarity in whatever microphone he is using to record these vocals. They just sound there's a little bit more sort of airiness and high-end resonance there. And it's that clarity, I think, is allowing him to get his words through a bit more clearly as well. And the reason that's important is because it just makes him sound a little bit more professional. He could already sing before this album, but I think now it's like you've got everything exactly in that sweet spot. Interesting choice of those dissonant little intervals there. I like that. A little bit of spice in this, Jay. What are we doing, man? Nice to have that bass resonance there. That little wah. Great softness to those drums. We don't need more than that. I think that there's that chord change there that sounds like we're doing a key change, and I'm not sure if we are or not because it's just too slick for me to tell either way. You got that brum bum brum bum brum, and you think we're gonna go straight into that, and then boom, he throws another bar in there with that boom boom, and it just nails it, man. It's just wow. Oh, baby, that's it. There we go. Up, up. Oh, he's so comfortable in that range. Oh, that triplet groove with those fills there was contrasting to the sixth and eighth notes. Damn, man. Great choice. Great choice. The fluttering of those strings. Oh, yeah, that's satisfying. Don't you resolve it. Good man. Oh, good. Good. Good, good, good. Makes me very happy. Makes me very happy that he did not resolve that chord progression. He's just, he just left that there. He left that there, man. He just let that go. I'm so happy with that. It would have been a little bit too clean for me if we hadn't had that slight little bit of spice at the end. Beautiful song, though. I can see why this is so popular. I'm going to give this a like. It's unusual for me to feel this way about 6 of Jay's tracks in a row. I can't pretend that I usually like this many tracks in an album in general, but I genuinely think that each of these has been a great showcase of Jay's abilities and his prowess as a musician and production as well. Thanks to Kenshi for kindly providing lyrics for this one. I think my understanding is we just wanted to make sure they were done properly, so that's totally fine. So gonna go here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Sorry if you can't. I'm just for whatever reason, this program is not like formatting to fit the window, so it's keeping words to the side here, which is great. Your pie is lingering in this very moment. Remember the white doves by the fountain. Sweetness is scattered, emotions are struggling. I still love you. Pretending everything is fine. Okay, so we've got a little bit of dissonance between the two members involved here. Oh no. You're cold and tired. I cried. That upset when leaving. You wrote it all on a card. Some love only goes so far. It really hurts. That's terrible, man. So I guess it didn't work out. What was the name of the song again? It was Where's the Promised Happiness? So I assume that we're upset because we didn't get the love that we thought that we wanted or deserved. What's wrong? You're tired. Where's the promised happiness? I understand. I won't. Okay. Yeah, so I think that Jay in this position as the protagonist is unable to really come to terms with how things have ended. And the other person's moved on to a certain extent. And it's very sad. And to be fair, Jay in this track sounds the saddest that he's sounded throughout the entire album. And he's selling it tremendously well, to be sure. Selling it tremendously well. I was wrong, tears dried up, I let go. The music box of memories, that's a beautiful line. The music box of memories is still spinning, how do I stop it? That's a phenomenal line there to show that those memories are still going in our head. We want it to end, we need to move on, but we really just can't. I think that really facilitates the unresolved progression at the end of the track because we will not know the answer. And I think that's a really mature and clever way to finish a track. Well, what have the Shredders been saying in the chat? The sad Patty track. Oh, okay. About Patty Chow, is that right? Oh, so this is Jay's response there. It's supposed to mean the promised happiness Jay couldn't give, but some people interpreted the opposite. Yeah, I mean, like, after reading the lyrics, I interpreted them that Patty couldn't give it. You know, that was my interpretation of that. But if it's the other way, that's fine. You know. Oh, Ho Pei Shin, the only girlfriend of Jay Chou. Oh, so was this? I mean, I know that Solaris is saying that's the reach. Thank you for the confirmation on the key change there, Triank. I appreciate that. And Wang, you're right. It is very, very sad. It is very, very, very sad. Damn. Yeah, the whole... I don't know enough about the Patty situation to really comment on it, so I won't too much. I'm hoping that everyone involved is living their best life now and is happier where they are, you know? Because it's sad to be in a position where you're struggling, you know? But yeah. We've got a track 6 now. No, track 7. Track 7. Oh, this is correct. This is, and number 10 is this one. Thank you, Nike is my GF XU. Zhu. Nike is my GF Zhu. I'm looking forward to that as well, but we will see. Track number 7 now. Ooh, okay. Orchid Pavilion preface. Preface? I always forget. Is it a pipa? Is it a suona? Is it an erhu? Is it a guzheng? I know these instruments. I know the names, but I always forget what they sound like. My bet is that that's a suona. No, it's a guzheng. It's yuona or guzheng. And I think I've had someone like try to explain this type of vocal style to me. It's like a Chinese poetry kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's very different to the previous tracks. That's a really smooth transition into this track here with the gong and the vocals being a consistent loudness here. It's meant to be a very peaceful sort of resolution to this. I'm liking the little motifs that I've heard from previous tracks similar to this that Jay's done. The drums have an interesting tone to them. They're very somber. Very vocal focused. I've heard this vocal style before. This is Jay trying a specific one, isn't it? Nice dynamic range here. The softness of the vocals here works really well after those pan vocals on the side. There's this little jazzy extensions in here on the harmony, but we've got a similar sort of like repetition of the bass line and motif. I haven't really listened to music like this before though. It's kind of nice to hear something I haven't heard much of. It may surprise people to know that I am enjoying this. Like I really enjoyed that kind of breakaway with the drums there, the change of pace there, the nice work and filtering on those toms there. It was an unusual way of structuring it, but I like the fact that it's unique, and I think that it's great that Jay is trying new things. Great change of lead here. It's just that when I listen to this instrument, it kind of makes me want to try it because it has such a unique tone to it. Like, I mean, I've learned instruments like the recorder, the oboe. I'm trying to learn the violin at the moment, and it's very hard. The piano, the drums, the bass, the guitar. I've also got like a harmonica, and I got a cajon and a ukulele, and there's about a dozen instruments that I play around with, you know. And I want to try more stuff like this, you know. I was considering getting a bell tree, but they're like $550. It's quite expensive for like a thing that goes whoosh. But that was a really beautiful way to finish that track. Again, we're gonna have a look through the lyrics and see how we go with it. I had a great time with that one. I think that's a very strong track. Do I like it? I think it's tricky because if I accept it for literally what it is, the style that it is based on the previous stuff that I heard from Jay Chou, I think it's very competent. I think that the way that I'm gonna feel about liking these from now on needs to be less of a, you know, my goodness, the water situation. I think I need to sort of like tracks less when I, it's less about liking them when I like emotionally like them. Because like, you know, you can like something one day and then be like, ooh, why did I like that the next? But I think I have to like a track when I think it's been done well so that people understand I'm not just showing an obvious bias. And I think that that is definitely a track I can appreciate the work that's put into it. You know, I think for what it is, it's sensational. Oh, so Vincent wrote the lyrics for this. That's cool. 100. I know, close and accept. I think this is beautiful. The semi-cursive script reminiscent of sailing clouds and flowing water. Under the moon, the door yielded to a gentle push. Your thoughtness is reflected in your fragile footsteps. How's you? I mean, like, I work in haste. The 1,000-year tablet is easy to copy, yet your beauty is not. So basically, is it trying to sort of like ascertain that you're copying a beauty in something like that happened 1,000 years ago, and trying to articulate something that immense is just incredibly difficult? If the original script were gone, to who would I give my heart? That's beautiful. So like the sun setting rays were like your blushes as if you were drunk. I think that's gorgeous. I think these are beautiful lines, man. The facsimile was easy to make, and the fragrance of the ink did not fade away like the remnants of your stint. So are we comparing writing and living in this time to someone's beauty? We're reminded of them in our everyday life. I understand the character love. Any struggles a wrong place to start. That's kind of brutal. Because one thing I lack is the understanding of your life. Oh, I get it. I get it. So we never really understood the person, and they're gone now, and we never really could like make up for the fact that they were missing. And a bluestone. Yeah. The scent deep in the lady's chamber, the scent of the rouge lingered in vain. What? Oh, this is crazy. So I think that this is, yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I have an innate perfect understanding of the track, but I think that it's poetry comparing the way that the person's life is and the surroundings and nature and the environment and what they do to them. Everything reminds them of them. I think the second verse is articulating on why they became separated in the first place. Yeah. But I want to make something really clear, because I'm going to go, actually, I'll go check out what you shredders have been talking about. There's no Suona in here. Great. Great start. No Suona. What is this? What has been said here? Urhu. Thank you. It's an Urhu. I don't even know if I said that, but thank you. That's an Urhu. I would like to like get some of these instruments. I would like to get some of these instruments. I really would. And just try them out just so I can actually remember them, you know. No Suona, thank you, RG Right. I appreciate that. Chinese songs. I think the problem with the Chinese style with foreigner without the cultural background is that we see past to be egg noodles. I offer something to people here. It may surprise people watching this, but I do not particularly like to feel ignorant at all. I really dislike it. And it may seem that I am comfortable with being ignorant, but I'm really not. I am just too proud to ask for people to help me to understand stuff. Like to actually ask people. But there's obviously some information that I am missing about this kind of music. So I'm literally asking people to let me know if I'm missing key information about songs. I'm not going to bite your head off. I'm not going to get grumpy. I'm happy to hear you out. It's mutually beneficial because then as long as I listen to what you're saying and remember it, and I can't guarantee I'll remember everything, but I will try and remember some, or most of it, or preferably all of it. But I would like to learn more about this music so that you guys understand that I care about it, and so that because I feel that sometimes people repeat information to me because I forget, and I don't want to forget. Like, I want to know what that instrument is. And I don't know, part of it is maybe just been how crazy things have been over the last 6 months. But I'm out of that now, and we're here now. So anyways, if you can help me, I would appreciate it. Thank you. I'm happy to become less ignorant. Yeah, I can appreciate it's not the same. You saying that, RG, right, has made me want to understand more about it. I'm not sure if that was what you intended to get out of telling me that, but hopefully it's mutually beneficial. Jay Chou has originated Chinese-style songs. Kunchu, probably the oldest type of Chinese opera. Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling that this kind of music went back a long, long, long time. Because I remember learning about opera back in the day. They had operas way back when, you know. But I don't know enough about it, and that's why I want to learn more. You know, the key change was fine. I didn't really... I think Jay's just become a whole lot more subtle about the key changes. Either he really goes for it, or the key change is really palatable and like friendly and kind of pretty, you know. There were many successful Cantonese Chinese styles before, unless you define Yeah, see, I am sort of careful to define anything as anything because I don't know enough about it. And if anything, reviewing this music has made me realize there are some key gaps in my musical knowledge that I'm keen to work on. I can understand, appreciate, but not addict to it. Fair enough, Bishi. Even Chinese people. Well, I like to understand stuff. So I'm happy to try and understand it, man. And if I don't, feel free to tell me what it's about, you know, if you know. Because it's an interesting... I can tell Jay put a lot of effort into it. There's a summary of all the Chinese songs. Oh, sure. Can you link that in the Discord, Ming-sun? Can you put a link in the SP Discord? I can put a link to that if you want afterwards. But if it'd be great to have that chart to reference, eh? Thank you. I'd appreciate that. When will we review Zhang Yuxing the others' albums? I've made a rule very recently not to commit stuff in advance. But what I will say is that I would like to review another one of Zhang Yuxing's albums. I would like to do that. I would also like, do you know what the Jay Chou stuff, how I was going to do the 1 to 5 album with the points? Like the score system, you know? I would like to do that with the Zhang Yuxing album as well, the one we've done. So that it's more sort of succinct. And, you know, I think that'd be great, you know? But yeah. So yeah, I will definitely review more Zhang Yuxing. No, hang on. I'm not committing this stuff in advance. I would like to review more of his stuff. Okay? Obviously, we have the fan request live stream tomorrow. I'm getting rid of the conclusion sections in those, so we will get through more tracks. It'll be a lot more efficient. Okay? It'll be all good. All right, you guys will potentially be surprised with how many tracks we get to in 2 hours because I won't spend 2 or 3 minutes after each track going, well, I think I like the guitar solo. You know what I mean? I have to still talk about it whilst we listen to it, but it'll be quicker, okay? And thank you, Lucid Fan. Thank you, Opera Rap. Suono. A wind instrument similar to trumpet but a lot louder. So, okay, I'm gonna copy this, okay? Look at me do this. I'm literally making a thing. Suona is a wind instrument, and erhu is a string instrument like a violin. Thank you. I have now put those into a thing called, oh, you guys probably shouldn't see that. Chinese instruments. Smiley face. Oh, I can't use the smiley face emojis. That sucks. Here we go. There we go. There we go. So I've saved that now. So thank you to Lukit Fan for that. And that's okay, Ming-sun. Appreciate it. Sup, Tristan? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Anthony Kong, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a fantastic time in this live stream, or at least enjoy the remaining tracks, of which we have 4. Okay, so Suona is for weddings and funerals. I am gonna continue to do more of the where did I just put that thing? Yeah, I can see people getting it's a bit spicy with the stuff there. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Shinyo, my favorite album, Dragon Rider. Well, the good news is that we have done Dragon Rider. The bad news is that we did it an hour and a half ago. So obviously this review will go live after we're finished. It's been a lot more sort of to the point today. I'm going to continue with track 8 now, which I think is Wonder Poet, but please do continue to educate me about the instruments in the chat. And I don't know enough about the stuff that we're talking about here to comment on it. But thank you for the information on Suona. Lara's 2 Great Joys. Sorry, fantastic. Track number 8. Okay. Wonder Poet. Very different to the previous track immediately, isn't it? I mean, I know it's a given though. I like the tone of the guitars. I liked how chilled out Jay's vocals are here. It sounds a lot more kind of calm and sort of pop. Is this different? Is this a different singer? Is this a different singer? Great harmony between the two. That guitar motif is just slamming behind these vocal harmonies. Oh, that guitar solo, that guitar line, man, it sizzles. Again, the drums. I cannot get over how beautiful those drums are. I like the fact we've got drum fills as transitional devices. I like the fact that the bass line is so supportive at that low end, and I like the fact that the guitars are panned so wide. Really simple motif there in the background with those chords. Nice. Oh, and those wide backing vocals. Great staging, man. What I love about that verse as well is we have like Jay first and we have the other singer, and then we have like the backing vocals as well. And then we just have this, and it's just this constant change, and it's like really engaging and interesting because of that. And that chill vibe there with the sizzly guitar in the background. Rapping? Okay. Rapping then, okay. Great use of that harmonica is there well. That just came and went, man. It just was so smooth. Like honestly, that 2.5 minutes, that was an absolute banger. Yeah, really great song. It befuddles me that this track has so much less plays than the other songs. Granted, I'm very happy with each of the songs in this album so far. In my opinion, there's not been a weak song on this entire album. There has not been a weak song on this entire album. At the same time, though, it's I just think you had several ideas and several different ingredients like the guitar, the bass, the drums, and the harmonica, and the different vocalists as well. I think having two singers to kind of go between each other was they were great foils to each other. They had distinct vocal timbres, and they had similar ranges, but because they came one after another and then they harmonized on the sides, it made sense. And honestly, like, yeah, the harmonica at the end was just a great textural adaptation there. You know, it's beautiful, man. And we got the lyrics for Wonder Poet. Yeah, it kind of does sound like you're on like the side of the pier or something like that. Oh, Kieran Prefer along here. Gary. So is Gary who is the other singer. You're taking a train angrily. Dude, that's a hell of a line. Taking a train angrily. Is sitting on a train like, oh, I hate being on the train. I like the return of swallows here. Yeah. I like return of swallows here. I'm afraid of cold and rainy days. There's a lot of weather-related stuff in these lyrics, man. We've been talking about weather a lot of the time, you know? Thinking of you once again. I can't tell. Oh, yeah. Can't tell this is simple love. Yeah, it's trying to figure out whether we should or shouldn't tell the person, you know? Yeah, I'm kind of confused with this, so I'm not sure what they're going at, to be honest. Because are they together and they're the forbidden romance? Or is there another girl that they're with and they're trying to imagine being with that girl? Wait for the tree branches to have germination. That's a hell of a line. Full tea leaves. Tea leaves is like a thing, isn't it? There's like full tea leaves. There's like a thing behind that I forget. You know, eventually we'll understand everything. We've already gone through the erhu. Hang on. Pop quiz. And erhu is the string instrument, and the suona is a wind instrument. Erhu is the strings. Suona is the wind. Yeah? Good. I swear I don't have a learning disability. Flowers have dragonflies? Why are we making all of these different references to like plant bits and stuff like that? Are we singing our feelings because we want to connect with this person? Is it just two dudes who don't know how to reach out to this woman? I don't know, man. I'm confused. This one's a bit of a tricky one, but I love the instrumentation. Any help would be appreciated. But great. Look, all right. That was a good song. Track number 8. What are you shredders in the chat doing? I'm gonna translate this to check what's going on. This is not the place to discuss this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I mean, that's a fair comment. If you want to have the debates, go come to the Discord and you can debate. Debates are good. Sometimes you can learn stuff from other people. Sometimes they turn into toxic hell firestorms, but often they can be productive. Anyways, we got great joy, great sorrow, and I think we've spoken about Dragon Rider and Discord. Thank you, Look at Fan. And Jay Chou created a new Chinese style. Oh, okay. So Jay kind of evolved it, is what I'm understanding there. Jay Chou helped to push it forward. So yeah, it is Gary. Used to be a member of Nanchuan Mama. Is it Nanchuan? Nanchuan? I got told that the Q is like a ch sound, Nanchuan Mama. And I like it too, Shinyo. I like the lighthearted vibe. It's great. Thank you. Yeah, I can definitely hear the Shinaringo kind of vibe to it. Can definitely hear that vibe. The recording director. So is that like the recording directors, and he like the recording? Like, do they manage the recording process or something like that, or studio management or something like that? Yeah, definitely some blues there. Oh no, we had someone leave. That's okay. Thank you, Ding Lu Yang. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Hopefully you have a good day at work. Yeah, the rap was fantastic. Oh, it's good that Gary got the chance to sing. I find out that you didn't complain the arrangement of Jay Chou's album is that you get used to him, or thinks you really did it and well in this album. I think in this album the arrangements were spectacular. I think so. I think that I think that I think that the arrangement of this album was great. There's been no weak tracks yet. There are no points where it's like, oh, I'm kind of bored. Do you know what I mean? There's always new things introduced, or something taken away and bringing it down a little bit, or there's a key change when there needs to be a key change. We've really tightened up everything at this point, and Jay is exactly where he needs to be. This is part of one of the strongest albums of his career. The one Jay's speaking with is Canon, another member of Nanchuan Mama. The band is just about... That's great. That sounds dope, man. Many references. It's good to know, Mugen. It's good to know we don't all know what's going on. Swell should pay you. I'm not sure what that means, Tristan. I'm not sure what that... I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, I heard about that, actually. I remember reading about Nanchuan Mama. I heard about that. I did. But they tried, and that's the main thing. They had a go at it, and that's all you can do, right? Still a great job with that 9th track. We got Time Machine. Let us continue. Oh, it's a long one. 5 minutes. See, that's how you do sounds of like a spaceship or something like that. In the second album, I think it was, they had this video where like there was the sound of a spaceship taking off, and it was super duper loud, and it was like, Jay, I need you to turn that spaceship down, please. It's too much. But they got the balance right here, Oh, those guitars are pretty, aren't they? See what I mean? You get used to that concept with the guitars, and then an additional guitar point in exactly the same position as the stereo field, but an octave higher, so it sits well on top. Great vibrato effect on those guitar parts. I'm not a fan of the position of the hi-hats. Usually the hi-hats are on the 30% left of the stereo field. I know for that, this is right for you guys, this is left for me. Okay? If I'm here going this way, that's my left hand. But when I'm... you guys know this is left for me. So yeah, usually the hi-hats in a mix are going to be 30 degrees on the left in the panning of stereo field. They've got it on the right side. I assume that's because they're trying to have it as like a live perspective. So then the toms should be reversed. But we'll see how we go. Although what I should say before we continue is me saying that hi-hat being on the side like that doesn't mean that they've done something wrong. I can't prove that that's an incorrect thing to do. It's just for me subjectively and personally it's an unusual choice. But they haven't done anything wrong with that, okay? Oh, really cute little synth in the background. Obviously not in the foreground because we've got Jay in the foreground, but... Nice little flutter of the piano there in that tail end. Interesting job. The woo! I heard that. A lot more subtle in this track though. I think he knew how loud to do it for it to be appropriate. That's one of his catchphrases, isn't it though? Woo! It's testament to the musicality, the overall performance, and the skill with the arrangement and like the composition. That just manages to get a whole lot more context with everything else and sit in there and not become boring. Oh, great job with the piano on it. So the pianos are a foil to the hi-hats. They're opposites. Okay. That makes sense to me. Okay, dominant 7th chord here. 7th or 6th chord or something like that. Oh, that bass. That resonance in that bass was lovely. It filled in the mid-range really well. Just to continue with the arguably really uninteresting sort of journey I'm going on with the hi-hat positioning. The right hand of the piano is on the opposite side to that where that hi-hat is placed. I think it was because they wanted to have more room for that piano line to fit in. And if they had it in the exact same position as the hi-hat, it would have been too much in that sort of part of frequency spectrum. So I understand that. That's fine now. Makes sense to me. Really angelic harmonizing on top of the score, but a little bit of adjustment there. I'm looking for X Factor though. Okay, this is it. Good choice. Nice use of space. Okay, nice adjustment there. Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted. I like that. That's exactly what I wanted. So the way the piano they went from the left to the right, or from the right to the left, was a masterstroke. They'd been messing around with the resonance of the toms and stuff like that and kind of deadening some parts of it, one or the other, just to kind of make it interesting, that interlude there. But the way it swings over the top of it kind of messes with your expectations more so, because you're expecting it to be the other way. And then, you know.
带出蜻蜓，穿过那森林，打开的任意门找到你，一起旅行。那童年的希望是一台时光机，陪我翻滚过的榻榻米，回到熟悉所有回忆，在下订单口袋里，一起荡秋千的默契，台风中晨曦在甜蜜，哦，持续着甜蜜，持续着甜蜜，哦，持续着甜蜜。
Excellent. Great work there. You know, no, that fitted the 5 minutes really, really well. I'm very, very, very thankful for the way that they did that. I think when I some closing comments on that. Yeah, I've just realized I've had that over the top of that. So no wonder it sounded kind of dull. There we go. I'm just going to go back a little bit and just test that. How does that sound now? Yeah, that's fine now. I was just testing because my ear was feeling a little bit weird, you know? I think I spoke about the song as much as I needed to during it. Lyrics now for Time Machine. Now let's go. I wish it wouldn't do this. We don't need to. Google Plus isn't even a thing anymore. Google Plus doesn't exist. So the daisy in the corner, the scent of jasmine. Oh, this is like a classroom reference or something like that, you know? Time machine. Yeah, it's going back in time. Yeah, all the way down the side. Going back to when things were maybe more simple or something like that. Yeah. He likes going back in time to go like back to when things used to be at school and stuff like that. Hey, he does that in a lot of his albums. He does that in a lot of his albums. Familiar taste. Some words too late, always in the bottom of my heart. You carefully, but the wrong body and you have left. Yeah, I use a pencil. That childhood hope is a time machine. It's tatami that you and I rolled over. Yeah, I think that this is definitely this is going back to school and remembering how things used to be and feeling nostalgic for it. You know what I mean? A great sense of nostalgia and appreciating what's gone before it. Wanted to go back and enjoy that again, but being grateful for it at the same time. So what's chat been up to? What have you been up to, Shredders? Yeah, I can imagine, Luke. I can imagine being under the spotlight of Nanchuan Mama would have been pretty ridiculous. I think they did struggle with it from what I read. What about, yeah, I mean, like, Tristan, this is, there is no planet B. I don't know if you can see that clearly. No planet B, which is true. We don't have a second planet. We've got this one. I'm not about to go on an environmental monologue. Don't worry. But yeah, it's cool. I'm glad you like the water bottle. That's great, man. Jay took them everywhere, promoting them, but it didn't work. Yeah, it sounds rough, man. I like this. I'm glad you like the tone of it, though. The song got... Oh, Doraemon MV. That's dope, man. I like Doraemon. He's the little blue kind of cub seal thing, isn't he? Yeah? This is childhood. Yep. It's easy. Yeah, it is pretty easy going. Yeah, it's an easy listen, you know? It's an easy listen. Look at fan says, love that analysis. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to know. Sometimes I think when I talk about stuff, I'm like, do people actually care about this? But it's good to know some people do appreciate it, you know. Not that you are obligated to appreciate my analysis and what I do. It's just part of the deal with what I do, you know. Yeah, the melody of this comes from a impromptu action and concert. That's dope. I had the talent of someone to just be able to pick something up like that randomly and make it into a song, you know? And when Cheap Hand says, I like the song Uncle Joker, well, the good news is we're going to listen to it in a moment. And Solaris, I love the next one. Good. Chill vibe. Love the new format. Used to get distracted by chat. Yeah, it's why I fixed it. I know. You guys, look, if we're real for a moment, the reason people came to this channel is because I can review and analyze and critique music. And I can do it to an okay level. And people seem to like me doing that. And I got distracted for a bit and I lost my way. And now we've fixed it. And we're just going to continue forward like this. And hopefully people will eventually get to a point where they can trust me again to do this properly and to take it seriously. So we'll just have to see how it goes. It'll probably take a while, but it's better to try than to just be like, screw it. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, RG, right. And thank you, RG, right. I'm glad a blue robot cat got his ear bite off by a mice. I like that. It sounds like a recipe for some shenanigans, eh? I agree. Really like when you do analysis and music production. I can learn stuff here and can appreciate music. Well, you're welcome, Car16K. You're welcome. Music production is something that I'm intimately fascinated in, I love music production. It's part of... Music production is what's going to make music special nowadays, because there are just so many people who can already sing flawlessly and play their instruments flawlessly. There are thousands of Instagram guitarists and drummers and bassists and singers who are absolute masters at it. But I think that music production, composition, and arrangement, and the revolutions that are going to occur simply because of the amount of competition are what's going to drive music forward. And I look forward to seeing what happens in the future. Yeah. Now time for number 10. Uncle Joker, let's go. Oh, this is very spicy, isn't it? It's very alternative, man. Very alternative. I like the really sort of synth-heavy melodies going on here. And the drums are nice and subtle as well to make room for that. And the laughing, man. And the flow of the rapping as well, dude. Yeah, this is Jay on point. His flow is phenomenal here. Because it's not just his ability to be able to rap, but he's also consciously adjusting his tone and the way that he communicates. That the higher falsetto part, he can go to his lower range, but it's a conscious decision for him to be in that part position there. It's really mature. His skills have been polished. Oh. That sparkle was charming, dude. More of that, please. Right. The ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. It's there's so much change and fun in this to be had. Like the variations with the vocal rhythms and the melodies and the various little pitches and stuff like that. It's a little ha 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 ha, and a little kind of seedy, kind of creepy, kind of laughy bits as well. And was that like a higher range kind of turntable? So he's not even having the turntables at the regular pitch now. He's really screwing with expectations, and I adore it. Interesting production sort of tip again as well. The synths are here and the piano's here. Now, I don't know why that is. It's a very unusual decision. I'm used to people having symmetry with like far side or in the middle. But I suppose maybe they just thought the synth was wide enough here to sort of capture that far end. And maybe they wanted the listener to kind of question why the piano is back there, which is kind of what I'm doing. So I suppose that's exactly what they're doing, right? Great job putting the drums out. Damn, dude. What an album. Because it's just a little bits of atmosphere, you know. I don't know what the song's about, but having the rain, it's like, oh, wow, no, there's a storm. What is happening here, you know? It's all dramatic and kind of tense and uncomfortable. And it's very sad and gloomy. And back to the falsettos. I think there's two different synth lines in there. There's obviously the pianos, the bass, and the drums, and it, you know, that breath in this is really, really kind of like seductive. He's really mastered his vocals in this one. It's just a great way of breaking it. Is up, down, down, bum, 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 bum. You know? Hey, butter! Woo! Oh, that flamenco vibe. That was unusual and unexpected, and I'm not quite sure of the context of that. But like he's earned my like adoration throughout this entire point. So at this point in the album, it's like, okay, the song by itself, I can trust there's probably a reason for him to have done that. Not necessarily a professional reason for liking it, but you know. I think on part it's because I respect the prowess, the technical prowess to be able to play guitar like he did in that part. There was some really fast little melodic bits going on there, you know. I'm not sure why there's a laughing though. I think we need additional context on that. Now I need to do something really important just before I continue. Just gotta like send. I know this is real professional. How are you guys enjoying the live stream, by the way? I'm not looking at chat right now because I said I'd look at chat when the listening time thing isn't up. But you guys having a good time? Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good time. I've had a good time in this live stream. It's been nice to hear this album, you know. For Uncle Joker, my love it if you're scared of death. Oh no. Oh no, this is terrible. This is like the downside. The downside of yeah. The downside of the big show and the bravado and everything like that. Paying pro cards. You think about the importance of me. Watercolor big really hit. Yeah, this is it kind of sounds like a clown that has kind of regretted his life decisions, and they're like a sad clown, you know? Oh no, go back and follow on Joker. Oh. Not a lonely clown. So we're not actually a lonely clown. Okay. Loneliness is the most bright. No. I hate you, magician. You've snatched my business. I was Batman at the box office's champion. What? What? So I think this is a clown that appreciates the crowds and does what they can to entertain them. But I think also the clown's been taken advantage of, and they want to have some sort of like peace and security. But it's also like they're just kind of figure out their own life, and they're having sort of an identity crisis or something like that. There's a little bit of manipulation going on there. There's been a little bit of sabotage and debauchery. And yeah, it's a hell of a track. It does kind of remind me of the Batman and Robin kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That especially that laugh that he has and everything, that little bit of Foley bits. I'm not sure if that's a direct sample or something that sort of come off. But yeah, excellent work. Excellent work. Let's have a chat to the chat, man. Yeah, Evil Twin, Vincent and Al Lang. So they wanted to talk. They wanted to talk about Mr. Magician Vincent. It's actually a really sad song. Oh no. No, this is really sad. Oh no. Fun fact about this album, Yuan Shi, welcome to the live stream. Fun fact about this album. Oh, it was leaked prematurely. Oh yeah, no. So I think someone mentioned it earlier that they had to change it because it got leaked, but I didn't realize it was that severe, man. Jay wanted the Joker versus Magician Duel as a hit songs, but had to give it up at least until. No, that sucks, man. Because I think both of these tracks, 5 and 10, are incredibly strong. It's a shame that they weren't the singles, but like at the same time, I appreciate the first one being the single. I understand. People mentioned earlier that like Jay does like to have the first songs as the album art in a lot of different situations. Yeah. Blue Dinner Box says, for me, the quality of this album is way higher than the previous one. I can keep listening to this album. I would happily re-listen to any of these tracks. I cannot really remember the tracks off of the 8th album. Apart from the country one, the very first one, I can't really remember anything else off of that album, which is a shame. I'm glad that JVI have fun, though. I'm glad that there's a bit of banter going on. Sad as an audience is going, yeah, apparently Jay doesn't like that. Joker. He doesn't like when concerts end, I see. And thank you. It's good to know I'm doing a good job. Appreciate that. Hopefully the people who watch this after the live stream, if they do, will also appreciate the review. But yeah, we'll go one more track. Rice Aroma. Let's go. Big finish, guys. All right, hang on. Vincent called A. Lang a clown in 5th track. I love the banter, man. And it's overplayed. We will see. Blue Dinner Box. Kind of reminds me of a song by Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven. Is it like a pan flute or something? That's a gorgeous instrument, dude, that woodwind. Oh, baby, there we are. It's really bright sounding, like the production is really nice and crisp and sort of like high-spirited. A great call and response between the vocals. There's another nice little bell, but it's going ding 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 as well, which add a nice bit of higher end articulation. Those little perky violins are a fun track. I don't know if they're synth violins or actual violins. Nice panning of that as well. Dude, the panning like elevates it, and again, opposite to the hi-hats. Continuous. Hey, my man Jay, bringing in those side vocals after the pause. Clever. Hey. The sassy rapping, man, is very sassy rapping. I give this a like too, dude. Again, like the strength of this track, one of them is the percussion, like it just moves around. There's like a movement backwards and forwards. It's not just that he's singing well. It's not that you've just got a set groove with the main percussion parts and a nice chord progression going on there with the strings and the guitar parts. And like the mellotronish kind of thing going on in the middle. Nice filtering here as well, dude. Good choice. There's cicadas. I like the use of cicadas actually as a musical device. Ah, very subtle beltry, man. Great choice there, dude. Oh, that was a splendid. So for anyone counting, we've got a total of an entire album. We've got a straight flush, man. All of that album, for me, is tracks that I think are exceptional. All of them, including this last one, Rice Aroma. Rice Aroma. If you harbor too many grudges against the world, you'll lose the courage to pick yourself up when you fall. I like this. This is very inspirational. I haven't looked at chat yet, so you guys are probably helping me to sort of understand what this is about. And I will look in the mirror before we do the conclusion, because the review is about to end. I've enjoyed it today, though. Hopefully you have too. Shouldn't we be contented and cherish all that we have and all that we don't? Interesting move there. Shouldn't we be contented? Shouldn't we, I suppose, show gratitude for it is what I suppose we're going fair, you know? Home was your only sanctuary. Oh, I get it. So he's trying to tell people to kind of get through the difficulties that they're having and stuff like that. Getting stung by bees. Yeah, I mean, as someone who is allergic to bees, I can testify to the fact that bees, you know, I love bees. They're really cute, amazing creatures. But they also are kind of rough to deal with if you get swell up all the time. Leaning against the scarecrow, I fell asleep. I think this is about staying strong in the face of adversity and really becoming sort of like comfortable with who you are and what you're trying to do with your life, no matter what. So this is effectively I'll check out the chat before we go into the conclusion, just so that we get additional context. Oh, the Sichuan earthquake. Oh, I'm sorry to hear there's an earthquake, man. That's terrible. I'm glad that Jay Chou added it, though. I'm glad that Jay Chou paid tribute to that. Thank you, KFL. I'm glad. I appreciate that. I believe this is probably one of my stronger reviews, at least recently as well. Song of the year in 2008. Damn, dude, that's great. Disaster relief song. Cool, man. Yeah, it is. It's really a lovely, adorable, kind of chill, friendly, caring, and kind music. Jay Chou did a fantastic job with this one. Yeah, I'm tens of thousands. That's horrendous. I'm so sorry for people who had to go through that. That would have been horrific. I can't imagine that, eh? I would have been tremendously desperate. I'm sure the people who needed that sort of like hope appreciated what Jay was doing at that point in time, you know? Yeah, there we go. Cherish everything if you don't have it. It's an insect. Yeah, it is an insect. I see you. Oh. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough how that happened with Jay, the tour and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm glad that Jay was able to do those charity concepts. It does. So this is where his disease kind of started to kick in a lot more, was it? Shit. Well, I think in that case, the lyrics make a lot of sense. One of the best lyrics Jay wrote. I agree, Solaris. I think, I mean, if those are the lyrics that Jay wrote, if he wrote those lyrics, it's awesome. But for now, it is the conclusion time. My conclusion to this album review of Jay Chou. I think this album was a great return to form for Jay. I think every song in this album was strong. We talked about a lot of different concepts, such as the relief with the war effort and stuff like that. You know, images of like big battles in like a field and like, you know, dealing with relationships and you know, like the snake dance with the seductive people around them and oceans of flat. There's lots of different things discussed in here. I think that especially Orchid Pavilion Preface was like charmingly done. Thanks again to Kinchi for the lyrics for track number 6 as well. I think that when I read through the lyrics of each of these tracks, I think the vocal style that Jay showed was totally appropriate for it. And not only that, but he went above and beyond what was required for him as a singer. His rapping was on point and on flow. Lots of different rhythms expressed there, very comfortable. Fantastic use of head and chest voice there, phenomenal vocal technique there. Very little to no modulation on his voice either, aside from a little bit of reverb. So he was really singing really well with great technique in this one. It's just beautiful, man. The harmonies as well as the melodies were phenomenal. You know, I'm not even sure. I mean, like the conclusion is an important part of a review. But I don't have any massive complaints about this one. Even with the tracks where I think some people have a preconception that I will dislike it because it's a certain style. It's just that I have very specific expectations of stuff in general from the music I'm hearing. And for today's review, I've tried to disassociate myself from Jay Chou's previous albums to see this is fresh. And even if I was to compare it to previous works, I'd still see this as one of Jay Chou's strongest albums by far. Conceptually, motif-wise, each of the tracks was engaging and fascinating to listen to. There was lots of change and development and absolutely no filler in any of the tracks, no matter whether it was like 2.5 minutes or 5. There was lots of fun to be had, especially from those tracks 5 and 10, even if 10 was kind of sad. We had big brass feels, sort of country, sort of like alt pop stuff, a little bit of rock stuff going in there, you know, a little bit of that sort of like Arabic kind of stuff going. Lots of different styles that were melded effortlessly and articulately by Jay Chou and whoever else was involved, and there was not a single note out of place. We messed around with a wide variety of different chord types and melodies and scales. The solo parts that were there were great. That little drum solo in 5 was what I've been wanting for Jay for 9 albums, which was to simply allow different instruments to have different solo sections. It was great to have the who come in with track number 6, and I'm glad I'm finally starting to get the hang of these different instruments. Genuinely, I think on top of that, it's just the production is exactly where it needs to be for Jay to be able to continue to have. I just don't think there was any really weak parts at all to this album. And I know that part of me overthinks and thinks, is this going to seem like I'm being nice for the sake of being nice? I'm really not. I will say this in a place of kindness. I want Jay to make albums like this every time, where he continues to, not to make stuff I like, but I want him to make music that shows the best of his abilities. And I want to hear him sing as well as he can. And I want him to explore and fully develop the concepts that he puts forward. And I want him to do the best he can to just see how far he can push it. Because I'm very greedy. I'm a very greedy person as a reviewer. And I think that's the line in the sand, is that I think a lot of people are totally fine with what he did, like in the 8th album. And that's cool. It's cool if you like it. You're allowed to like it. I'm greedy. I need him to continue to do more and more and more each album, because I see it as a linear pathway as you do each album. And I understand, I'm sure you guys do too, but I understand intimately what it's like to make an album. And I see Jay, especially putting that bonus track in at the end. It's beautiful, man. That's basically my conclusion. I think I said a lot of what I want to say throughout this album. But that is effectively my review of Jay Chou's 9th album, Capricorn. Hopefully you enjoyed this review today. If you have come late to the live stream, like I think a few people have, I don't blame you. I know that the last live stream or two of Jay Chou's albums have been a little bit rocky. I think this one is a far stronger one. And hopefully if you are able to watch this back, you'll enjoy yourself and appreciate the journey we've had. But again, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please do go show some love to Jay Chou via his various social medias and his Spotify page. And stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. Thanks for coming on to this live stream and for giving me another chance. I will catch you in the next live stream, next review. Hang, before I go. There's fan request live streams tomorrow, okay? And I'm getting rid of the conclusion part of the live streams, so we'll get through more tracks, okay? I'm looking at 20 to 25 tomorrow, okay? Spiderhands Out. And do 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 do